Hi everyone, welcome to Job Fever. So today we are going to learn new topic which is most important according to interview. What is REST template and how can we communicate between two services in microservices environment. So we'll try to cover all each and every point and then cover the coding question. So we are going to cover all this topic in this video tutorial, which is what is REST template and then key features of REST template and how to communicate between two services synchronously in microservices environment by HTTP methods and coding with real-time example. So firstly, we'll try to quickly understand what is REST template and then features of REST template, and then we'll try to understand how we are going to code. Okay, so we are going to take two services. First will be order services and another will be the payment services, and then we'll do the coding with real-time example. So firstly, we'll try to understand what is REST template quickly. So REST template is a synchronous client provided by the Spring framework that specify the interaction with RESTful web services. So basically, we use this REST template, which is provided by the Spring framework to communicate between two microservices to send a request and response between two microservices synchronously. It's it allows developer to make HTTP requests such as get, post, put, delete, and handles response in a straightforward manner. So we can send request HTTP request to the another services such as get, post, put, and delete. So like this, we can send the request and we can get the response. Key features of REST template include. So we are going to discuss key features. HTTP method. It supports various HTTP method, allowing you to perform crude operations. You can add, update, delete with the help of this HTTP methods and serialization and deserialization. It can automatically convert Java object to JSON XML, vice versa using message converter. So you can do the on marshalling before sending your request and after getting the response. So you can do serialization and deserialization also in with the help of the REST template. Error handling. It's provide built-in error handling mechanism and customizable. You can customize request headers, add interceptor, and configure timeout. So you can add headers, interceptor, and configure timeout according to your requirement. So now we are going to understand how we are going to code. Okay. So in normal scenario, if you are not using communication between two microservices, so what how can we create one services and how can we send response and request? We are trying to understand. So let's imagine this is order services. We have one order services, and you have controller, we have repository and service layer, everything inside this order service. So how can we communicate? So we have to send the request from your UI side. From the user, request will be sent. Okay, and then this will be executed with the help of this order service. Okay, this is one service of your microservices architecture. And now after the communication, what will happen? It will send the response. Okay, you will get the response. But now what we are going to do? So we are going to use another service which is payment service. So let's imagine we have some information in order service and we have some information in payment service. Okay, so if you want to get some information, that means payment is completed or not, payment, what is payment status, then you have to talk to this payment service. You have to communicate with this payment service to understand the what is the status of my order ID. Okay, if you have done the order from order service and if you want to check the status, I have done payment or not, so you have to check with this payment service. So for that purpose, you have to send the request, HTTP request between from your order service to payment service. So so you are sending request from order service to payment service. Okay, with your payload. That means your request payload, like order ID will be there, and payment like amount will be there, and status of your payment. Okay, order status. And after getting request, payment service will execute and it will fetch the data from DB. Okay, like based on your order ID, it will fetch. That means it will check payment is completed or not for this order id, and then it will send the response. Okay, and after getting this response, order service, what will order service will do? Service or order service will execute, and again it will send a response to ui. Okay, so like this we are going to perform our communication between two services with the help of REST template. Okay, so now we'll see how can we send request with the help of REST template. Okay, and how can we get the response, and how can we consume, and how can we send the response to the back to our order service. So everything we are going to see. So this is basic concept of Spring Boot, but we will try to understand how can we do quickly. And now we are going to start our coding part. So let's quickly start coding past coding. So I have already opened Eclipse. Okay, so quickly we are going to create order service, and then we'll create payment service. Okay, and then we'll communicate between both the services synchronously with the help of REST template. So let's create quickly order service first. Okay, so this is our, this will be our Spring Boot project. So starter order service. Okay, and what we are going to gradle, not gradle, we are going to use maven com dot order artifact order service version demo project for rest rest template, and then com dot package com dot order order. Okay, so let's create one package, and now we are going to use a spring wave. Okay, so we'll take a spring wave. Let's create one Spring Boot project, and parallelly I'm also going to create one new other project, which is payment service. Okay, so let's create payment service. So now this will be payment service group payment service demo project for template. Okay, order, instead of order you can write payment. Okay, so let's create payment service as well. So we need a spring wave, yeah, and then finish. So now we have created order service as well as payment service. So if firstly we are going to write one get method inside order service. Okay, and then we write one get method inside payment service, and then we'll communicate with both communicate synchronously with the help of the REST template. So let's create one control class quickly package. First create one package controller. Okay, and create one class to handle request and response. Okay, so order request and order response, new order response. Okay, so this will be the get API. Okay, so we'll fetch. So let's create one response, order response. Okay, based on order ID we'll get response from get endpoint. Okay, so let's create one order response class. order response. So private int order id, okay, private string order name, private string amount, and then private string order status we are going to take. Okay, so amount we are going to take here int, okay, or you can take long. Okay, so we are going to take amount long. And now we'll create quickly getters and setters method. Source getters and setters, select all. After order status, now we have created one order response class. So let's quickly create one controller class which will be order controller. Okay, so here we'll create one get API. Okay, so that will take order id, and it will return the response, okay, of that order, related to that order. Okay, so get API to fetch order details based on id. Okay, based on id. So public response will be order response. Okay, so order response will be the type, a response type, or ord order response. Okay, and then method name, so get order. Okay, and we'll get the, yeah, so this is our method. So we are going to map this method. Okay, request mapping. So we'll take order, okay, and we'll get order id from path param. So order id, make it order id from path variable. We'll get the, okay, so for to fetch this order id, which we will get in path, we will make it here path variable at the rate path variable. Okay, spring work wave bind annotations, and you can make it int id will be, yeah, make it with same name. Okay, so here order id. Now we can hard code one response, order response. We are going to create one object of this. Okay, response equal to new order response. Okay, so we are going to hard code one response. Okay, and we'll send back to response dot, we'll send back to client as a response. So we are going to set order id. So set order id. So let's imagine we are going to set same order id which we will get from the request. Okay, and then response dot set order. Instead of order name, you can also write like, if you want to order like clothes. Okay, or electronics item, anything. Okay, and response dot set order id amount. What will be the amount? So we are going to make it 20,000. Okay, and then a response dot, we are hard coding every data. Okay, set order status. Okay, so now order status is making here pending. Okay, so let's send as a response. Okay, so order return as a we are returning this as a response. Okay, yeah, so we have written one get we have written one get endpoint. Okay, which is order, and we'll get order id from this is okay, and we can make it here get mapping at the rate get mapping. This will be the get API. Okay, and on the top of class we have to also write rest at the rate rest controller to okay to make a rest class. And if you want, you can also use at the request mapping here. If you don't want, then you can skip. So, but I'm going to add request mapping here also, and we'll write here class level product. You can write. Okay, so I'm going to write here product. Now we have written one get API which will take order ID from your path variable, and it will return electronics order ID, order name, set amount, and order status, and it will send response. Let's check once is it working or not. Then again we write the new services which will be product service. So let's run and check quickly. Yeah, so our application has been started with port number 8080. Let's check once is it working. So we copy our URL which is order and product. So let's hit from postman. So we are going to create one new request which will be http request. This is the get. Okay, so we can 8080, and what was our product. This is our class level endpoint product, and then get order, and then we are sending order id 100. Okay, so let's quickly send the request. We are getting http 8080 product get order 100 4 not 4. Why? Let's check order. Okay, it's a order, not order id. Product order and order id. So we can make it here order, it will be valid one, and then you can write here get order. Okay, get order and then order id. So let's quickly start again. Now our endpoint will be order and get order. So order and get order. So let's send the request from, yeah, we are getting order id 100 and order name electronics and amount 20,000 and order status is pending. Okay, yeah, so now we are going to write one product. Okay, so let's imagine we are getting order status here pending. Okay, so first here we have to check like payment is done or not. Payment is done or not. So if payment is done, okay, then we can make it order status. Instead of pending, we can make it order status success we can make it. Okay, and then we can deliver the product. Okay, so order payment is done or not. So to check payment is done or not, we need to fetch these details from payment service. Okay, that means based on order ID we can check inside our payment service. So for that purpose we have to send request from our order service to payment service. Okay, we send from order ID from this order, and then we'll check. So payment is done or not. Okay, so here we are going to use REST template. Okay, so how can we do? So basically I'm going to use inside controller only, or if you want to use, you can create one service class and then you can communicate. Okay, so to save our time I'm going to create here only. Okay, so how can we do? Or we can create one service class. Okay, and we can do so. Let's create one service class, it will be good. So new create class, create one package of service, new order service, public get and response will be order response. Okay, get or order. Okay, so let's create order service impl class order service impl implements this order service and make it here at the rate service on implements method. Okay, so from here, so communicate send get payment related details from payment service. Okay, so here we are going to write our logic to send our rest request. Okay, so we'll send here send your get request and we'll get the payment related details. Okay, so here we will write. So for that purpose firstly we have to create one payment service. Okay, like we are going to create one payment service. Okay, so let's create payment service class. So for payment service class we are going to create, we'll create one controller, we'll write one get API which will be related to payment. So here firstly we are going to create package that will be com.payment dot controller. Okay, and then com.payment dot control com.payment dot response. So we are going to create payment response. Okay, same we are going to create one payment response. In payment service we are going to create one, we are going to write one get API. Okay, so that will get order ID and it will send the response. Okay, based on your order. So payment response, what will be the int private what will be the our response? So we'll get order ID from request as a request. So payment ID, order ID, okay, and then private int payment ID, okay, private string payment amount, you can make it long here, and private string payment status. Okay, payment is done or not. Okay, if payment is done, then we can. So quickly I'm going to create getters and setters methods for this payment response. So source, generate getters and setters, select all, payment status, after payment status, then generate. Okay, so we have created one payment response model class. So now we are going to use this one inside payment controller. So create one payment controller. Let's make it at the rest controller on top of class, and then write one get API to fetch payment details based on order ID. Okay, so we are going to write one get API, okay, which will fetch the payment details based on order ID. Okay, so we will get order ID from your from request. Okay, so public, so response type will be payment response. Just now we written payment response, and then get payment details or get payment details. Yes, on top of we are going to write one at that get mapping. Okay, and how will going to map like payment get payment, and we are going to order ID, we will get order ID from path. Okay, so this will fetch with the help of at the rate path variable, and we'll make it int order id. Okay, so we'll fetch order id with the help of the path variable, and from here based on order id we have to send the response related to this order id. Okay, so let's create one, let's hard code this payment response. Okay, payment response equal to new payment response. New payment response, let's hardcode data response. So response dot set order id. Okay, so I'm going to set order id which will get from this request. So this will be the order id, and then response dot set. Okay, so let's imagine we are fetching some data from data. Okay, so fetch payment details from db. Okay, so let's imagine we have some data payment from db. Okay, so we are fetching some data from db and we are hard coding here. Okay, so let's response dot So based on this order ID, we are able to fetch, okay, from our uh, like from our JP query, okay, with the help of the code repository, we are going to fetch with the help of the order ID, okay. So response dot, based on order ID, we have got the payment details, like, so set payment ID. So let's imagine we are getting payment ID 111, okay, and then response dot set amount, also we are getting payment amount, we are getting 20,000, and then response dot set payment status, that will be done, okay. So we are fetching payment status which is done, okay. So payment, yes, success, okay, SU success. So we are getting payment status success, okay. The payment is done for this payment, for this order ID. Response dot set payment set amount. Change method set to int. Okay, so make it this int, okay. We are making here long, but we are running, so make it int. So now I'm not getting any exception here. So now send this return response back to, okay. So we have fetched order ID from the request, okay, and we have order ID, and based on the order ID, we are fetching some details from the DB, okay, and we got this payment ID, and we got the payment amount, and we have done the payment success, okay. So let's check it's working or not, okay, and then we'll try to, firstly we'll check individually payment service. So make it change the port number, because order service will work on run on 808 port number, and payment service will also work on same port. So let's change the port number of this payment service. So make it server dot port equal to 8081, okay. So we've changed the port number of this server dot port. Now let's run the payment service, and we'll try to hit from postman. So 8081, okay. So Tomcat is running with 8081. So let's check. So now our service, what will be the URL payment, and then get payment, okay. And we are sending the 100, okay. So order ID will be 100, same, and get payment and payment, okay. So this is our URL. Let's cross verify once. Yeah, so get payment. So I think we have to request mapping, mapping payment. So now we'll start quickly again. Yeah, we started. We started. Yeah, it's running with 8081. So let's hit again, and we'll check payment 800 payment get payment 100. We are not able to get response. Sorry, this will be 8081. Port number we have changed for the payment. Okay, so yeah, we are getting order ID 100, payment ID 111, and payment ID payment amount 20,000, and payment is a success. Okay, so we have done the payment for this order ID. So we are able to check individually. Okay, so same details we need in order service. So we want to fetch payment related details based on order ID with the help of our REST template. Okay, inside order service. So individually we are both are working fine. Okay, so we are able to check uh, payment service as well, order service. So this one is the order service. Okay, order get order. So this is the one get API. So we are able to fetch based on order. We are able to fetch. So now this order service is down. So we are getting this. Okay, so if you start our service also, you'll get the request. So let's communicate between both the services. So we are going to send request from synchronous request from order service. So we have written service IMPL. Okay, we have order controller, we have already written this get order details. So where payment is done or not, we'll check with the help of payment service. Okay, so in payment service, so we have written order service IMPL. Okay, so there here we are writing our business logic. Here we are going to write our logic to communicate with payment service. Okay, so let's create one object of REST template. Okay, so REST template equal to new REST template. Okay, so we have object of this REST template, and based on this REST template we have methods like get for object. Okay, and we can use post for object. So get for object we have URI and response type we are getting here. Okay, we have to pass two parameters. Okay, so this will be the URI. Okay, so what will be the URI? What will be the URI of for payment service? Okay, so we'll hard code here URI. So private URI equal to what is URI of payment service? We'll make it here. Yeah, this is the URI of, yes, get payment. Okay, so this is URI. This is the root URI. Okay, which is payment. So this is root URI, and so we'll private string this URI will copy and we'll paste here. This is our URI we are pasting here, and then plus slash this will be the method level URI which is get payment. So we have to get payment, right? We have to write here this get payment, and then order ID we have to also pass. Okay, so that order ID will get from this get order ID. So let's make it here order ID. Okay, and in this order service class also we have to make it order ID. We'll get this order ID from controller class. Okay, which will get from UI side, client side, order ID. Okay, now back to our business logic. So we have done this. Now what will be the response type? So here we have to provide the response type. Okay, if you'll see the get for object, so URI and response type, these both are the parameter. and you can also pass the headers also. Okay, so URL, response type, and headers also. Okay, so now we are passing only URI with and response type. So what will be response type? So our response type will be payment response. Okay, so this response type will same response type what we'll get. Okay, what we are getting in payment service. So we can copy this response class from this payment service. Okay, so we are going to copy this payment response class, copy, and we'll paste inside our this response. Okay, order response. So paste this. So copy this payment response from payment service, copy, and paste this in order response. So where, yes. So now we got this payment response in order service as well. So now we can write this payment response here. Response type will be our payment response dot class. So now if you send request from our service to our order service to get payment service, then our response type will be payment response. Okay, so now save the response. So you'll get the response, then save the response. Payment response equal to. Okay, so now we are saving the response inside this payment response. Okay, and then we can return this payment response from here. Okay, so we have done our code. So the response type will be for this method will be payment response, and instead of order response we have to make here order payment response. Okay, so and we have to change inside our order services also. So here we have to also make payment response. Okay, now it's done. Yeah, import this payment response, delete this order response, and then delete this order response, sorry. The return type is incompatible with order service dot get order. Yeah, now we're not getting, I have saved, then I'm not getting this error. Yeah, so we have written one business logic inside get order to communicate from your order service to payment service. So now we'll get here payment response. Okay, so based on our payment response we can check with the help of the order id payment is done or not. Okay, so this is our controller class. In controller class, order control class, so here we can create the object of service which is order service. Okay, order service, okay, you can make it auto wired, and with the help of this order service we can fetch the payment. Order service dot get payment details, get order. Okay, so order id will send from here. Okay, so the response type will be payment response. Okay, payment response. So now we have payment response, and then based on this payment response, and we can fetch order is completed or not. Okay, order status is completed or not. So what is the payment status of your order based on this order ID? So we can check here. If payment dot response dot get payment status dot equals ignore case, you can make it success. S u double s. Okay, equals ignore case success you have written. So if it is, if you'll get payment response dot get payment status, if you'll get the payment status success, then it should, the order status should be also success. Okay, so here it should be success. You can return response, that means the order is ready to deliver. Okay, you can write. So payment status we are getting based on order ID. Here we are fetching based on order ID, we are fetching the payment details. Okay, so payment is already done. Okay, so you can check with payment response dot get payment status equals ignore case success. If it is success, then we are setting the response of order. Okay, what will be the order response status of your order? So order is ready to deliver. Okay, and if it is not, so we can also status, we can also write response to status, we can write payment is payment is not, payment is pending. Okay, okay, so we have written the logic here. So let's check what we are getting. Okay, so now we are going to start both the services. Okay, order service and as well as payment service, and then we will check based on order ID, will check are we able to fetch all the details from payment with the help of this template or not. So let's run both the services and we'll, so now firstly I'm going to run this dependent service which is payment service. So let's run first. So payment service should run with 8081. So payment service is running. Okay, so now let's run order service. Okay, let's run order service. So we are running order service, yeah, with 808. Okay, so now we are going to check the status of your order. Okay, so this is a url for a order. Okay, so we are going to check this order ID is 100, and okay, so our, what is the status of our order ID? Okay, we are going to check what is the status of our order ID, which is 100. So let's send. We are getting here 500. So let's check there, somewhere we are, something is breaking. So let's read the payment, get payment 100. Okay, so here it's a, it should be slash. Okay, it's a, what it is happening, HTTP client error exception found 404. Okay, so from order service it is trying to send request to this URL, payment get payment, okay, this path, but this path is incorrect because it should be get payment slash 100, okay. 100 is our order ID. So how can we correct? So we have to go to order service IMPL, and here we have to put slash, okay. Yeah, slash order ID slash, this is URI get payment. So this will be the our eval http localhost certificate payment, and then okay. So now let's restart our payment service, sorry, order service, because we have done changes in order service. So stop this order service and again start this order service. So let's start order service. Yeah, starting order service. Let's check again what is the status of our order ID 100. Yeah, so here we are getting order ID 100, order name electronics, amount 20,000, order is ready to deliver. Okay, so we are getting order is ready to deliver because we have done the payment. Okay, so payment details we are fetching from payment service. We are not fetching payment details from order service. We are fetching payment details from payment service. We are checking payment is done or not. If payment is done, then we are sending response. That means the order is ready to deliver. If payment is not done, then it should send payment is still pending. Okay, so we can change some data inside payment service. Okay, so we'll make it payment status payment service application. Okay, payment controller. So here from here we'll send payment is not done, but instead of success we can make it fail. Okay, so that means our payment is not done yet. So we have written logic inside order controller. We have written some business logic inside order controller. If it is not success, if payment response, if payment if status is not success, then it should return payment is pending. Okay, so let's run and check it. We should not get order is ready to deliver, we should get payment is pending. So let's we have done changes in payment service, so we'll restart this payment service. Okay, so let's restart this payment service. Now check the order status. Okay, what is our order status? So we have restarted the order service, so let's check the order status. Okay, so now payment is not done, so payment is pending. Okay, so payment is failed from the payment service. We are getting the payment failed from the payment service, so we are getting in order service. So it's a setting the payment is pending as a order status here. Okay, so hope you understood all the point which I have covered in this entire video tutorial to make you understand what is REST template and how can we make communication between two services with the help of REST template. Okay, so I have created two services. First was I have created two services. First was order service and second was payment services. Okay, so payment related details are available on this payment service and order related details are available in this order service. Okay, so we were fetching based on order ID, we are fetching the payment is done or not. If payment is done, so we are returning yes, your order is ready to deliver. Okay, if payment if you got the payment is failed, so we are not getting the response as a payment is delivered, we are getting response as a payment is pending. Okay, with the help of this template we communicated between this both the services, okay, order service and payment service. So we have done all the real time example based POC. So I hope you understood all the points. If there is any doubt, so please let me know in comment section. I tried best from my side to make you understand. So if you have any doubts, so please let me know in comment section. And if you need code, so you can also ping me in comment section, so I will share URL with you, git URL with you, or you can try by yourself. This is not more difficult, but you have to try. Thanks for watching. If you're loving my effort, please like, share, and subscribe. Bye, everyone.